Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you a story about when I got the big truck, the big military truck, the Deuce and a Half. The 71, so it's the same, close to the same age as me. And I was online one night, like I normally do sometimes, just start shopping, looking, just Google stupid shit just to see if I could find anything for sale. And this company, Boyce Equipment, popped up. So I started digging into it really thoroughly. And the way they do things is you pay a base price of, let's say, $22,500 is the base price of the truck, and they give you a menu of what you want to add to it. So I called up Dallas, that's his name, I think he's the owner's son. Meanwhile, him and I have become pretty good friends. I said, hey, tell me a little bit more about this. What do you do and all that kind of stuff? They completely restore it, take the body off, redo the brakes, rebuild the engine. They just go through it all. So I told him, as I was talking to him, that I wanted everything basically on the menu except disc brakes, because I figured I would be pad slapping it all the time because it's as heavy as it is. So why not just leave the same brakes that came with it? That's what it's made to stop it. Now, I take that back. We went back, I did the order, and I ended up driving out there to go see him. And I just so happens, I knew Chad was out there and Johnny were out there filming something. And I said, hey, I'm gonna be in town. You guys wanna meet up and talk about doing YouTube? Because prior to that, I talked to the wife a little bit about it. They said, sure, let's get together. So we got together, talked about YouTube for a while, and I said, okay, let's try to figure something out. So I go home and talk to the wife. She says, yeah, let's do it. And that's when basically YouTube started. So YouTube and this big truck basically almost started close to the same time. And so I went back again to Ogden, Utah, where the truck was being built, because I wanted to see the process and how it was being done, because I was in the body shop world for a while, so I knew some things, and I couldn't decide on a couple of things, so I drove out there, and we ended up finding, he came across a 5-ton motor, which was brand new, and I said, stick that sucker in there. And so we did that, and then I wanted something for storage, because they didn't have much for storage on these trucks. That's why I added the side box. I take it to the grocery store shopping with it, and over that I put the guns in it, you know, whatever we need to do. So I told him to let's go all out. I said, you know, put lights on it, let's put a train horn on it, and we ended up doing all that. And then later, after I got it delivered, which was really cheap to get delivered, I had one of the guys, so they delivered it, got it home, fell in love with it immediately, drove it around, took it into town quite a few times. We're getting used to, because they take off 4 or 5 feet of the back end to make it a 4x4. So it's gutless as far as speed. Top speed, maybe on a good day going downhill with the wind, 60, 65, and technically you're not supposed to go that high. Not a lot of steering wobble in it because of the big tires. I mean, the tires take about 120 pounds of pressure. We keep them around 60 just because I don't want it to ride like shit. We did put air ride on both seats. We did put seat belts in both seats because I didn't want the bench seat. Then we put in the center console, we put a storage area for a gun and stuff like that, or just for water. It does have Bluetooth, so we can talk with our headphones on. Does have AC. A couple things I would have done different. I would have put the exhaust in the back behind the cab instead of front of the cab, because passenger sometimes gets a lot of black smoke in their face if the wind catches it just right. A lot of times when I'm driving it, I don't listen to the headphones or listen to the radio. I like to listen to the engine because it is 50 years old. It does leak, it is old. So I like to listen to the engine to find out if there's anything crazy going on while I'm driving it. So if I have to ditch it, I gotta ditch it. I've never had any major issues whatsoever. Had a couple of brake things, minor stuff. Boys stepped up overnight, the parts, we got them put on. One of my employees that works for me just so happened to be in the military and worked on that kind of stuff, so that's part of the reason I hired him, because I knew I was getting this, so if this sucker broke down, I had him come out to the house and fix it. So I painted it the gray due to the fact because I like that light gray, battleship gray. A lot of people were buying these and putting camo, green, the traditional stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But I went with that color. I know that Dallas got a lot of phone calls about this truck, about my truck, want to know what I did. I actually had emails, people wanting to build their truck based off mine and what I would have done different. Gas mileage isn't bad. It's actually around 15. It's got a 50-gallon tank in it, and I've maybe filled it up 3 or 4 times. But it rides smooth, it rides nice. When you're driving into town, you'll get the guys looking at you, especially the veterans, give you thumbs up. That really dig it. Then you get the women looking at you and they like, is he compensating? Which I'm not when driving this thing. I've driven it next to guys with Jeeps, lifted Jeeps that are obviously rock crawlers, and they're like, bad. And they always like, where would you get it? I want one, and that kind of stuff. I paid around, before we did all the electronics with the night vision thermal, all the major lights and everything, I think I was around 70 grand. So it's cheaper than a brand new truck for sure. I do have a trailer, it's at the office, that matches this with the same tires, same color, same bed. Basically take this bed and it's a trailer and attached to the air. We have all the air works, so if you have a flat, you can connect to it, no problem. And from the back end, you have air hoses, you could do whatever you want basically. And then I had them rhino line the inside and the underside because I was trying to help with sound. So you can actually have a physical conversation as you're driving it. The thing is, basically, I can drive the Porsche, I can drive a Ferrari, I've driven Lambos and my Audi and stuff like that. Those things get looks, but not like this thing. This thing gets looks all the time, no matter where you go. So I don't have to worry about emissions because it's over 50 years old, which is great. Then one of the last things we ended up doing was, I knew we were gonna be doing a big shoot with Aimpoint, a commercial with some of their optics, military optics. And I went down the rabbit hole of gun mounts. Gun mounts, I'm in the wrong business. These are current gun mounts that will hold an M2, 50 cal, or 249 or 240. They do have chicken plates on it. I didn't know that's what they were called until I bought them. I thought that was pretty funny. I would stand behind them if somebody was shooting at me. And then we decided to mount them in the back of the truck. I had a friend of mine laser cut everything to make sure they're safe. They're not gonna fall off, they're not gonna rattle off or anything like that. I think I paid in gun mounts around 15 grand. I didn't realize they were gonna be that much, but it's worth it in the end. It makes the truck look a lot cooler, I personally think, especially when the truck guns are mounted in it. I think when we did the shoot with Aimpoint, I had to call the non-emergency number at the police department because we didn't want people freaking out because I'm driving down the road with a 50 cal and a 240 going down the street. We did do it. I had the guns pointed up so nobody would freak out. We got a lot of people stopping, taking pictures, which I thought was pretty cool. I've also thought in the past, you know, in the future, if there's a funeral needs to be done, or if somebody, you know, a parade or something like that, I would definitely do it, volunteer the truck for free, no problem. But I love the truck. Got to be one of the favorite things I own by far, just because it's so much fun to drive and you don't have to worry about hitting anything, because if you do, I'll take that back. You gotta worry about hitting stuff, but because whatever you're gonna hit, it's gonna demolish it. But if somebody hits you, you're not gonna feel it. But I dig the truck. Chad's driven in it a few times with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story about the big truck. We'll be doing more videos with it. We'll take it out to the ranch with the guns mounted, shoot stuff from it. And if you guys want to know more information about the big truck and how to get it, where to get it, what to spend on it, leave me a comment below and I'll tell you all the info you need to know. Take care, guys, and hit like and subscribe.